Big Keith, today is the day.
Yeah.
We just saw you yesterday, and that wasn't the day, but today is the day.
Now I'm a little bit more uncovered, and
we're at
a little bit more tired today than I was yesterday.
So we're at Six Packs Muscle at a good friend Sia. What's going on, man? He's having us over here.
I was expecting him to come in small and
Of course not. Of course not. They're pros, man. They're not pros. They're pros for a reason. And you brought, you know, David also, which we know.
The man behind the plan.
That's right. He's looking good also. He's looking big right now.
I'm just happy with it. I like the clothing right now.
You like the clothing?
That's a cool clothing, man.
That's nice. That's nice. So what are we doing, Keith, today? Tell me a little bit.
So
we're about to
I think Dave wants to. We're gonna do a little arms and a little chest today. I mean, a little arms and a little back today. Do a little squeeze, a little pump in. You know, so if I put in the final preps and touches on.
We're only like 3 days out from the show, so it's like right there.
You know, so you know, I'm pretty much there. So we'll squeeze a little bit more water out, get pump going, and then do a little posing afterwards, and then go from there.
All right. Well, good to have you, man. In Cali, which is rare to have you in Cali. So
oh yeah,
we're lucky.
I love it here. You know, my wife's here with me this time, first time in California, so you know, pop the cherry in California and see how we do it out here. So,
very nice.
And again, what people don't know is this is. You know, the Cali Pro is a big thing to me because I'm originally from South Central Los Angeles. I'm born and raised here, so I'm coming home, you know, for the first time. So all my family and everybody will be at the show.
Hopefully it's a good omen.
Oh yeah, yeah, it'll be a good omen. Trust me, I'm bringing a pretty good package this weekend. So I hope everybody else does because I know I will.
All right, good to have you here.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you for having us.
All right, ready. Okay, so we were a couple days out. This is the last workout today. We're just really just doing some back and arms. Obviously, no high volume. A lot of just contraction today in the movement. We don't need a lot of volume. We don't need a huge amount of sets or anything. We're basically just going around this like circle here, 3 exercises. Just trying to keep a good contraction in his back. We're not trying to get a huge pump or anything. After this, we'll hit some arms.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Just trying to get a little squeeze in there, that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're not trying to go to crazy failure or anything, just a little contraction.
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting a pump like nothing right now.
Yeah,
anyway,
so blood in his body parts. That's about it. Today's obviously a very low carb day. That's it.
I seen you yesterday. You look freaking crazy. Y'all standing there, and I was like, "Is that Dave?"
Yeah.
I mean, he got veins all in his calves and his arms. I'm like, "Who is that fucker right there?" I'm like, and I looked at him like, "Jesus!" I'm like, "He looked crazy. He looked crazy yesterday." Seriously.
Everyone's talking about different Dave looks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, holy buckets. You said you're doing masters?
No, Boston.
Boston,
yeah.
When is that?
It's your same as yours. This weekend I'm going to Boston tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Otherwise I'd be at your show.
Just a little squeeze, that's it.
Look at this contraption, man. See his stuff. Isn't that the best? You can't even find that stuff. You can't even find that stuff anywhere. That's so cool.
A lot of people try to, like the last week, they try to do, the last couple of weeks, they try to say, oh, it's showtime. So they run around the gym, high reps, supersetting, blah, blah, blah. You lose muscle density that way. You don't want to
overdo it.
Yeah, you want to, it's not even that. It's just that, you know, if you're using heavy weights to build up the density and the quality of the muscle, if you just switch to just high volume and running around the gym supersetting, you're going to lose that density. Your muscle is adaptive. So again, here, same principle. We're not lifting heavy and stuff like that the last couple of days, but we're still maintaining a contraction in the muscle.
Yeah, the work is done at this point, Dave.
The work is done at this point.
Yeah.
We just want to keep density in the muscle.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's got a good look this year. He's really round, huh?
He's round. He's really like very dense.
Yep.
More dense. He's rounder and more dense. That's the best way to describe it.
I love that outfit too.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
awesome.
All right. Catch your breath. All right.
So somebody had a pretty good year this year, huh? Somebody had a pretty good year this year. Looking crazy. I was like, damn. I was like, your condition was crazy.
When did you do chest and shoulders?
How many should you do? 3. See,
Three
right?
shows, yeah.
3 shows,
Three
back
shows,
to back.
Yeah, back to back. It was fun, but
Yeah.
now I'm off. That's why I look back.
Till when? Till when?
The whole year, I'm going to take the whole year off,
Yeah.
put on size, hopefully move on to heavyweight
Yeah.
if I can, or top of the light heavy.
Yeah.
That's the goal, basically.
You have a little room, a little bit of room to
oh,
be
yeah.
top of light heavy.
Oh yeah, I have another 10 pounds to
Okay.
almost be top of the
That's
light
good.
heavy. Yeah,
That's
that'll
good.
be the goal.
Yeah, you'd be a good
so
light heavy for sure.
Yeah, I'm just
You
gonna
know?
push it, put on some size. But I was just talking to Dave. Dave is great and have a great knowledge. I don't want to get too fat
Yeah.
off season.
You look good right now.
Yeah, thank
I don't
you,
think
thank
you're overdoing
Yeah,
it.
I'll try not to.
Yeah.
Try not to be pretty good.
Not
at
too
it.
many ice creams. You can't fit under the machine. It's okay. We'll call him Big Keith for nothing.
That's it. Stretch and squeeze.
This is a smooth machine. This takes all the stress out of the shoulder.
Yeah, it feels really good.
I like going to gyms like this.
Most of the stuff, the new equipment, they have too many pulleys and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So the old one, they don't have many pulleys, so it's direct. Very
It's all
effective. Very effective. That's why I try to bring most of the equipment here, old school one.
How do you find all that stuff? See, when you said sometimes you buy gyms that are going out of business, or
Yeah, a
people.
lot-
How do you find all that stuff online?
Yeah, a lot of people, to be honest, they bought them for themselves, you know, and they don't know what they have exactly.
Oh.
So, for example, that yellow leg press is the owner of the Gold's Gym, Venice.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's his piece. And if you look at the videos, Paul Dillett was walking around, all the equipment was yellow. That's one of them. So yeah, I'll go and try it myself first to see how effective it is, the angle of it, and then.
Well, how do you find them online though?
Yeah,
Craigslist or
Craigslist.
Gotcha.
I just mostly Craigslist, to be honest.
just looking all the time?
Yeah, I just
Gotcha.
keep looking and find something, you know, good. And I'll just go get them, and I'll try to get the one that are not taking too much space.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna need some more room as we're talking about off camera. That's okay. You have to expand, man. That's the goal, right?
That's the goal. That's the goal.
So it's you cramping? So sensitive right now. Electrolytes, yeah.
Like, yeah, my hands.
You gotta keep the sodium so high right now, you know?
Well, I have been. I used to see them.
I know.
I came out, I was like, this, all the.
Yeah. And then when we pull it, it's really dramatic.
Hey, David, you still have Max Muscle over there?
No, they actually moved it on Main Street.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Main
That's the
Street.
location. This is a restaurant was right there. Is it?
Yeah.
Was it connected up? There you go, squeeze. There you go. That's it. You don't feel like grams of carbs. 100 grams of carbs. Yeah, so 40 turns.
Wow. Wow.
That's crazy. Awesome, man. Awesome. Shit.
Looks big up front. Up close, huh? Damn. Wow.
I take it.
Wow. Nice.
And you just have to over-exaggerate.
Yeah, you do have to look at that.
And I know, it sucks.
So he goes, I let the mirror be the judge now. I can be as big as I want, but if I sacrifice Christmas for size, what's the point? You know, just because a guy's bigger than you, and like Arnold even said, now you got to go back to the look, you know, where it's not about size, it's about controlling your belly, it's about a more aesthetically pleasing look, not just about how big you can get these days. So I have that in my mentality now instead of saying, how big can I get during off season? How big can I get for a show? Because if it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good, you know. And as you can see, as of lately, what I've done as a bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder now, is I decided to start listening. So at the Arnold, at the Australia, at the Orlando, at the New York, at all these shows you start seeing, these guys are not coming in condition. You have one or two guys come in condition, nobody else condition. You know, so I was like, if that's what the judge is saying, and that's what, you know, Sean and Peter and all these guys are saying, then I'm gonna come in condition. You know, it's not very many guys. I'm 5'10", you know, at 246 is a good look for me. So as long as I stay full and don't flatten out, it's a good look for me. Instead of trying to get as big as I can at 5'10", you know, I don't care. You know,
By no means that's a small.
the mirror is my judge now. You know, if I'm Chris, and like, you know, I like it. I know you guys know the sport. So if somebody's saying your condition's on point, then my condition's on point. I don't give a shit about how big I can get. Oh, hi, you're huge. But you're saying that you're huge, but what about my condition? You know, if my condition's right there, then you're given to get something. And I'm known for, and Sean Ray sent me a Mexico signature Keith Williams condition. Don't try to get too big. Because what happens is start going here and places where I don't need it, you know. So I just got that out of my whole mindset this year of how big I can get. So let the scale play in my mind a little bit. David tell you, I'll call me like, oh, I was 248 today, I don't understand. He's like, don't worry about it. Trust me, all the protein I'm giving you, you're not sacrificing muscle. I'm like, what? You don't understand. Yeah, I'm a head case sometimes. I always say, trust me, I'll call him at like at midnight, like, hey. But, you know, Dave's my guy, and he's figured out my body. You know, we've been together, what, 4 years now since I turned pro and at Team U. So we've been together, and he's figured out my body. And he was one of the only guys, honestly, when I was about to turn pro, because it was one of those things where, you know, it was always one of those things where I was 6-time runner-up at USA's Nationals. Let's just put it out there.
Wow.
You know, and not very many guys can say that. And some guys love to be in that spot, but I hated it. You know, and he called me, and I think it was after Nationals in Miami, and I was placed 6th. And that's the worst I've ever done at a USA show. And I was with Oscar at the time, and Oscar's a good trainer, but not everybody works for everybody. And we had 3 runs at it that year at the USA's Nationals, and North Americans, it just didn't work. So Dave called me and says, hey, Keith, pick any show next year, and I guarantee you'll turn pro. So I decided to do Team Universe. Steve Weinberger said, hey, come out and do Team U. And I was like, oh, no, it's Masters and blah, 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 blah. And I went out there and I turned pro. We didn't use any diuretics or nothing. It was pretty crazy, you know, but he basically was tired of me self-sabotaging myself, you know, by, you know, doing the things I shouldn't have been doing. And you know, and I can't give Dave enough credit because, you know, he's not out there like Hani and George and all those guys, but no offense and all. I don't care about people's names anymore. I give a shit about people who care about, you know, me. I mean, I probably get more phone calls from Dave in a day than my wife. Seriously. But that tells me that he's focused on what I need to do. He's not a guy who, I mean, he has a lot of clients, don't get me wrong, but, you know, Chris and Hani and all those guys, I don't care about a name. I care about somebody who genuinely cares about me and what I look like and my body. You know, Hani once told me I was a pro football player, so I had to take my body from an athletic body to a bodybuilder's body. And I think I told my wife the other day when she Googled my name and all the pictures that they have on me at Google bodybuilding, that I've never been that inconsistent in the sport. So all I've done is getting better with time, and I'm young at this sport. I think this is my 6 years competing, or 6th or 7th year competing. So I'm excited for what we've done and what we have going on in the future. So, you know, sometimes I get a little frustrated by my placings, but I understand most of these guys have been competing for 15, 16, some odd years, and I've only been doing it for 7. So, you know, I'm a baby when it comes to sport. My age may not say that, but as far as my training as the sport's concerned, I'm a baby. So it's 2 ways. That's the way I look at it. That's what I keep telling myself anyway.
Well, Dexter's 45. You got some time.
Exactly.
Thinking about Keith is his work ethic is unparalleled. You know, so honestly, like you can tell someone to do it over and over again, but he executes his work ethic seriously is unparalleled.
Yeah, because you guys are not together a lot. I mean,
but I'm just saying that like it's someone like I don't ever have to worry about cheating on the diet, missing workouts, lack of intensity in the gym. I mean, he goes crazy. So I mean,
he has to keep me out of the gym. That's the great thing. He's like, so you had to cut my workouts back to like 40 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a stubborn athlete, you know. And
I like being in the gym.
We try to use the stubbornness, you know, to have things come to fruition. Yeah, exactly. So we try to channel that, but we got to kind of like melt out sometimes. But I'm really happy with the productivity this year. It's definitely going to be a different look. I'm really happy with a lot more density this year. He's rounder and denser.
He's maturing.
There's just a lot more. I guess the muscle looks more plate loaded. Yeah. We shut it down at Chicago last year because we had to kind of re-densify his body. He kept going year after year after year. Yeah. Again, talking about all these national shows, we had a really productive year in 2013. In 2014, it started catching up with him a little bit. So now we had a nice off season, very productive one. And again, I just really like the quality of the muscle. It's very fresh looking. So we'll see what we can do here this weekend.
The goal is obviously to win and qualify for the Olympia. But if that doesn't happen, what's next?
Then I'll probably go to Chicago.
And when is that?
That's July 4th weekend. I did that show last year. And the year before, I was disappointed. The first year I did it. The last year, I mind fucked myself. Excuse my language, and just. Tried to redo some things that didn't work for me, and it wasn't the pop that I wanted. I wanted to be a poser though, so came at it with something. But this year is the year that, like I told Dave, this is my breaker year. I think my breaker make year for what I want to do in the sport. So again, taking the time off and putting quality size on and changing what we look like. And like my brother Stan said to me, a few weeks ago when I first got back up with him and Flex, I sent Flex a message and asked Flex because Flex is really hard on me and Sean's really hard on me, and I asked him and he's like, you're a little behind right now, this, that, and other. So we started changing some things around as far as foods and training my legs and things like that. And like Stan said, he goes, the difference between you and everybody else, you just work harder than everybody else. So that's what Dave's talking about when it's coming into the gym, because I'm really narcissistic, I guess, when it comes to being in the gym and making sure everything's done right. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, you may beat me on stage, but you're not going to beat me as far as in the gym and my work ethic. So I just hope, soon that the judges reward me for that. I don't want anything given to me. I think I worked hard enough. I think I made the changes as far as condition and size to be in the winner's circle. So that's what I plan on this weekend. That's what I plan on every show I go into. But this is, I feel, going to be a very good year for me. So
that is so cool, man. Very nice, very nice. I can't wait for this weekend.